What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Merry Christmas to you all. Hope you all are having an excellent holiday. Was trying to figure out what to do here for my Christmas episode, and I was trying to build a deck that was like both fire and grass. We could have like red and green in the same deck, right? And that just wasn't working out, right? It was like I had Blazikens, I had traded for Blazikens, and then I was like, maybe you could jam Meganium in there, and it was a bad idea all around. So we are deciding to go with Solgaleo instead. I've been wanting to try out Solgaleo with Alolan Ninetales-GX for some time now, so I went and whipped up a list, and I think that it could be pretty good. I think there's a lot of things going for Solgaleo, primarily the fact that you've got Alolan Ninetales now. Now, it is a little bit sketchy to be playing Alolan Ninetales or to be playing Solgaleo out here because of Blacephalon, right? So Blacephalon does hit you for weakness. That's not good, right? That is very bad, actually. But you do have your other Solgaleo that does give you no weakness. So you do have that going for you, but usually Blacephalon can kind of take advantage of your guys before you can actually go ahead and set all that up. I should have probably consulted Otto, my Solgaleo expert, before building this. However, I think that we're probably both in agreement that the deck does get better. It just might not be the best place in the metagame right now. So I know at least the deck is very good. I think that, between Radiant Star, Alolan Ninetales-GX, and, both Solgaleos, you just have a ton of resources at your disposal. You also got super boost energy to be able to just pop off a crazy Sunsteel Strike out of nowhere. Looks like we're playing against a Gardevoir deck. This should be a fantastic matchup for us, so I'm interested to see how we do. You can see that I'm also playing Mysterious Treasure in this list. That gives us even more outs to turn one starter Pokemon, so that's great. We can get Vulpix, Cosmog, and Mudkip here, and I can still go ahead and Mysterious Treasure for another Cosmog. So this is just a super explosive start here. I'm playing 2 Mysterious Treasure. I'm playing 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Elms, so just tons of outs to get turn 1 stuff going on here. So I guess I'm kind of relying on this Timer Ball buffing out. I mean, we hope that the Timer Ball buffs out next turn. I've set my board up in a way that, the situation just gets a lot better if it does. I could have saved that Mysterious Treasure and been a little more conservative and maybe waited to Lele next turn, but I want, like, turn 2, Alolan Ninetales coming in hot, getting all the stuff that I want, right? So that's kind of what I'm thinking here. The Mysterious Treasure is super good. It can search out your entire, your Cosmogs, your Cosmoems, and it can get your Tapu Lele. So just a huge consistency boost there and giving you more outs to a turn 1 Vulpix. Now, unfortunately, Solgaleo is not exactly your best starter. You would think so, but it's more like a mid-game kind of boost, just a Radiant Star and prepare for a game-winning Sunsteel Strike. An ideal starter looks like either like Mudkip or Cosmog, so you can free retreat into Vulpix and Beacon turn 1. So that's kind of where you want to be with it. And it's funny, like, my opponent and I are playing similar archetypes, really. We both are using Alolan Ninetales. We both are using Swampert, just that I am using Solgaleo GX, where they are using Gardevoir GX. So I should be very favored, considering both decks are very similar. However, if I, double tails on Timer Ball, as I do most times, I feel like on camera, then we're going to be kind of chilling here and just waiting to top deck something, which is not where we want to be. Let's see how my opponent's luck on Timer Ball buffs out. Double tails! Oh, I know. That is just fantastic. All right, I've got 3 rare candy in my hand. Let's get it. All right. Oh my gosh. I got double heads to their double tails. They've got to be salty about that. Oh my gosh. And they're just going to scoop it up. Okay, so we were going to be cruising that game. I could have easily just gone and got myself an Alolan Ninetales and a Swampert. Good to go. All right, Solgaleo 1-0 against Gardevoir. Salty double tails flips, and I wasn't the one who got it. So that's really exciting to see other people. I shouldn't be saying that, but it is exciting to have not me getting double tails on Timer Ball. And I'm playing like just the one Timer Ball. You kind of just like have to play it with Alolan Ninetales just because the free evolution search is so good with rare candy just to go get yourself that instant stage 2 if you flip aheads. But like I said, you know, I am playing the Mysterious Treasures to try and increase the consistency of my list a little bit. So here we start Tapu Lele, so we could go get our Elms. We start Mudkip as well. I think we're just going to put the Mudkip into the active position, like I said, so that we can retreat easier. The Solgaleo, not who we want. And then I am going first, so I'm not going to bench anybody else so that I can kind of assess the situation and see where we're going from here. Playing against Granbull, which is interesting. I am playing a few copies of Max Potion, so we might be able to do some work against this deck, but it's not going to be a fantastic matchup, I don't think. I mean, we can Corona impact some things, like we do have this fella as well, but it's just going to be a little bit of a tough, grindy matchup, I think. So let's just go in, and I think I'm going to, probably we have to Lele, yeah. We have to get ourselves an Elm to start for sure. So we're going to do that, get this nice full art Professor Elm's lecture, and find ourselves some basic Pokemon. So I'm thinking like we need a Vulpix probably. We probably want like a Cosmog. Do I have rare candy in my hand? No, I don't. Probably want a Cosmog, and I got the Deuter in the active there, so we can probably just get 2 Cosmogs. That's probably fine. How many Max Potion do I have? 2. That's fine. Okay. So we could do that, and then I guess like turn 2, I could, Ultra Ball. I don't want to get another Lele. I guess I have to kind of get the Ninetales. It's just I don't really want that in my active position, so we'll get these guys. And then I think I'm not going to retreat into the Vulpix because I think I want a turn 2 Ninetales, but I don't want it in the active. I want to turn 2 Ninetales and then to go get myself some other things to continue to set up. I think I will attach here and then probably end up just retreating it. That's probably okay. But I guess if I get a Solgaleo into play, then it doesn't really matter, right? So that's kind of the thought. Let's see. This thing does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. I could actually attack turn 2. I guess it's theoretically possible that I attack turn 2. I guess with that thing. I think we're just going to go here. That's fine. Pass to my opponent. All right. So against Granbull, I think it's going to be a matter of they're just going to be like chugging out huge attacks here for 160, 160. And that is going to be a lot for my Solgaleos to deal with. I do have that sweet GX attack that I can use as well on the Solgaleo. Oh, I probably want to go for that Solgaleo now that I'm thinking about it, like for sure. The Solgaleo that prevents weakness. That's definitely going to be kind of my ideal scenario, I think. So let's Ultra Ball away. Gosh, that Solgaleo Prism Star just could be good, so I don't want to get rid of it. Thinking we Ultra Ball away the Guzma and maybe the Rescue Stretcher, as rough as that is. I mean, I guess I could Ultra Ball away the Cosmog and the Solgaleo, and then I could... We need to, like, knock this fella out. Like, that's what we want to do. So I think I'm Ultra Balling away these guys, and then I could Stretcher them back in if I want to. But I think we need to knock out the Snubbull, like, for sure. So let's get rid of those. And then I think we just go for Alolan Ninetales and get ourselves the Rare Candy Timer Ball and just, here we go. You know, this is that play that we just hope works out. Alrighty then, yep. So we're going to get ourselves Rare Candy Timer Ball. We hope it's double heads. And if we do, we go get the Swampert into play. Yeah, the Swampert, and then the Swampert could draw some cards. I mean, I'm thinking I could get myself, like, and I guess if the other Lele is in deck, I could get myself Mysterious Treasure, and we could just go get another Lele. But that seems less exciting. We're going for this. Okay, let's get that Timer Ball. All right, let's get it. Get it. Yeah. All right, we did get one. We got our one. I guess if I get this guy, I could go and I could Soul Burst GX. That just doesn't seem optimal. I think I need to start drawing cards first. So let's get the Swampert out. And we're just going to rare candy into Swampert. I guess, yeah, I have to do this. I could like Guzma later in order to get him out of the active. I'm thinking, though, that, gosh, I do not want my opponent to attack me. Let's see. They only did Great Ball's all they played, and a Fairy Energy. So I have to wonder, like, what in the world is in their hand that this is, like, their play. I think I'm actually not going to end up going with the Solgaleo this game. That sounds weird. I think we have to trade him, though. All right, so we got Lecture and Super Boost. How does this help us? We do have Rescue Stretcher as well. I can Guzma up something. I can Rescue Stretcher this fella, and I can Lecture. No, if we can't Lecture and Guzma. I think we have to Guzma up the, we have to Guzma up this guy for sure. And we're going to put up our Cosmog. Cool. And then I think we Rescue Stretcher this, and let's switch that. Oh, I don't want that. All right, that's fine. I think we just Rescue Stretcher. Yeah, put a Pokemon from my discard pile into my hand. Sure. And we're going to go grab this fella. And then I think we just are going to have to pass with this thing in the active position and hope that my opponent doesn't knock it out. I think that's just what we got. Now, they don't actually have a lot going on their side, so I think like I should be safe. And then the following turn, I can just start drawing through my deck with Power Draw a little bit more. I can Ultra Ball for that other Solgaleo and get him out. So we might be able to stabilize here and take this game, especially since my opponent does not have a Rangaroo in their in play yet. So that's not an option for them to draw. If they have a Macargo in their hand, like they could stack their deck, but you know, they don't have an option to draw cards yet unless they find an Oranguru. So they might just be smoothing over and prepping for next turn. By next turn, I will definitely have a stage 2 in play that is able to get some work in. So let's see, Super Boost, good to go. Cosmoem, sweet. All right, I am a little sketched out having both Alolan Ninetales and the Lele. Ooh, who'd we get? All right, so we got Ultra Road as an option. Can Soul Burst GX, not really trying to Soul Burst GX at all. I think we probably want to just like draw more cards, though Lecture will get me more Pokemon in my hand. Let's just Power Draw away the Lecture, I'm thinking. Be a little bit more aggressive, go for an actual draw supporter. We got a Lillie, yes, and we got 2 Solgaleos, so that's really good. I could just Lillie for more cards here, or I could rare candy this benched guy. We'll do that. We're gonna rare candy him into Solgaleo. Lillie for more cards, and then Ultra Ball for our other Solgaleo. There it is. Don't even need to Ultra Ball. Busted draws. So now we got him, and we can like kind of Ultra Road around and do whatever we want. So I do really like that. I could also Ultra Ball and like get a Lele, you know, or something like that for next turn. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking we got a ton of options. I think we just go here and we hit this thing for 120. It is going to take a hit next turn, so we have to be a little bit wary of that. I could Ultra Ball for a Vulpix to help me get myself like some sort of Max Potion for next turn so that we can kind of ride that train. Well, let's just go in here, and I think we're just going to do it. I don't actually want to play the Super Boost yet, though that is an option for me. Let's just Turbo Strike this Macargo, get it out of here. I think my opponent definitely, if I had to imagine, they probably stacked like an Ultra Ball for next turn so that they can Ultra Ball maybe for an Oranguru and kind of start drawing through their deck that way. I do have Prominence GX, which is cool, so all my guys can kind of take a hit, and then I can Prominence GX and heal them, and I do love that as an option as well. I think I need to set up a third Solgaleo, potentially. It is just like a little bit of a grinder. I really wish that this thing was not gone now that I'm like looking at it, but it does only have 160 hit points. Like, it does get hit. It gets knocked out in one hit. I think we kind of need to just like rock with this Solgaleo here the entire game. This is really going to be my main guy. He does 120. You know, this thing's weak to metal, so that is our best bet for sure. My opponent's just going to be using all out every single turn here. So we do need to kind of just expect that. Let's see, what do we got going on? Now, I can use Turbo Strike to accelerate next turn. That's great. My opponent might actually miss an attack. Like, that is entirely possible. We also found 2 metals, so that is, like, really good for us because we can Ultra Ball those away. So I'm thinking, like, Tapu Lele to go get myself a draw card is an option. We don't necessarily need another Solgaleo GX out in play, I don't think. We could just like swap back and forth between these guys. So let's just go, I can't Max Potion. I could Max Potion and then I could Super Boost. That's an option. Let's get the Tapu Lele. And then I think I'm going to Power Draw away the Ultra Ball. And then if I don't get a supporter, I'll go draw, like get a draw supporter. We got Rare Candy and Cynthia. Okay, so that's really good. I'm thinking here that, I mean, we could just Super Boost the thing. That's not great. I might just Super Boost with Swampert and take it out. And that way, like, my opponent gets a knockout next turn. That's fine. I do have, like, another turn to kind of try and figure some things out. That's probably okay. It's just like a real grinder of a matchup, really, trying to figure out what the best ways to utilize all of our, like all of our cards are. We could just like knock out, I think we might just knock out with the active though and hope my opponent doesn't have it. Though if that Solgaleo does go down, that's going to be a huge bummer for me. Yeah, let's just, we give ourselves the option here, and then let's just Cynthia. I do really like the out. Ooh, we got the Max Potion, and we got the Cosmog for another dude next turn, and the Rare Candy Solgaleo all in our hand. So with this draw, I feel like, let's see, is this to one of your bench Pokemon? Okay, so we could give ourselves the option to Sunsteel Strike. That's just like horrible, though. We really don't want to Sunsteel Strike. So that's suboptimal. I think we should be playing like 1 Fairy Energy in this deck. What do you guys think about that? We could play 1 Fairy Energy, right? So that we have the option to like, Turbo Strike into Alolan Ninetales. All right, we're getting the warning. I think we need to, they won't get it. All right, we're gonna Turbo Strike. We're gonna Turbo Strike and we're gonna accelerate 2 energies onto our Solgaleo GX. That's just what we got going on. I don't think they're going to get it. That's my hope anyways. That's my aspiration, that they will not get it like that and have themselves they need a couple things. They don't have Magcargo out. They need to get themselves a backup Snubbull. They need to get, they got a Great Ball. Okay. They need to get, and there's the Granbull. So they have the Granbull. They could just all out me for knockout right now, but then they don't have a backup Snubbull. They do have a Ditto, which I get, and then they're just going to do that. So they're just kind of riding high right here, hoping that this works out. I do have the Swampert attack here, though, so I think I'm just going to take it out with Swampert. And then, Rare Candy into this other Solgaleo. Love it. Okay, so we're good to go on that front as well. And I could just start manually attaching to these other guys. And we'll Hydro Pump. My opponent does take out the Swampert. That's a little bit of a bummer. But at this point, I think Swampert's pretty much done everything that it needs to do. And will be just like really strong for us. So let's just Lillie here. Draw 3 more cards. I can Power Draw as well, and I think I'm just going to Power Draw away. The Ultra Ball, probably don't need that. Just going to have like a huge hand here, just in case the Swampert does go down, and we should just be ready to rock and roll. All right, so Hydro Pump, let's knock out this Granbull here, and hope my opponent can't do it again. They're kind of on the ropes, so this would be really sick if we can stick them here and force them to, to kind of be on the back foot. I would love one more attachment, one more manual attachment to this Solgaleo would allow me to really get ahead of the game so that I can promote this thing, attack, and then move into this guy as well. That would be really, really good. See, they have Mysterious Treasure away their pal pad. They have to fail it, and they're going to instruct for 2. That is sketchy, and they can't Magcargo this turn because the Ditto has to be a Granbull. They need Granbull and Fairy Energy, or else they're just out of the game. And we are going to get there with our Space Lions deck. Completely nuts. So This is really good. I think there's some things that we can do to improve this matchup for sure. See, they got Apricorn Maker. This is sketchy. I mean, they could knock out my Swampert, but I doubt they're going to be able to knock out my Swampert. I guess if that's a Fairy Energy in their hand, then they could get Nest Ball for a Snubble and Great Ball, hit a Granbull, and just take it. But no, they're going for the Oranguru, so they don't have it right now. They're going to Great Ball and see what they get. If they get a Snubble, that's fine as well, and then they might be able to Instruct into it. That would be absolutely nuts. See, they fail the Great Ball, so nothing revealed there. And what do they got off the second Instruct? Are they going to place this card that's in their hand? Can they place it? I'm assuming it might be an energy. Counter Catcher, okay. So Counter Catcher actually does like kind of nothing. You know, I guess they bring up the Tapu Lele, but I can always go in with Ultra Road. So if they do hit this, that's huge, but I don't think they can. They have to go for like a third Instruct. They don't have the Fairy Energy here, so they're just trying to stall me, I think. They've already Instructed twice. That's just it. So we just have game here. Like, we just could Ultra Road this thing into the active. So we're going in with Swampert again, and we just win. There's no losing here. We've got a board full of energy. We could just Hydro Pump for knockout here. And now all the threats are cleared. I can just go find Guzma with the Tapu Lele on any turn that I want to take out Snubble. And we got there against Granbull of all opponents. So this is looking pretty promising, not gonna lie. The deck doesn't seem bad at all. Got one more game in me here with the Solgaleo deck, and it looks like we're playing against Blacephalon. No, boy. This is the reason that I did not want to build Solgaleo in standard format, but we'll see what we can do, all right? Like, I wish that we had access to our Alolan Ninetales-GX with like a Fairy Energy or something like that. I mean, we could play Rainbow Energy. We could play a couple of those, I guess. Gives us some options as well. It's just not a super great matchup, unfortunately. They should be able to chew through us pretty quickly. And then with like B-String in the mix, it should just be kind of disastrous. But we're going to give it a shot. If we could get our other Solgaleo GX out into play, we can remove our weakness. Yes, they can hit 250 damage. That is a thing that they can do, which is a little bit stressful indeed, but we have some tricks up our sleeve as well. We could Super Boost Swampert, we can knock out a Blacephalon that way, we can remove our damage, our weakness, you know, we got some stuff we could do. We also knock them out in one hit every single time that we attack, so I don't know. It should be kind of tough, but if my opponent is slow to set up, ooh, what? They're just, what? This is out of left field. Just Kiawe turn one. You don't really see that often in Blacephalon decks. In fact, I see that never in Blacephalon decks. So that is extremely interesting. We're going to see how that move pays off for my opponents. I don't know if I necessarily agree with all that aggression there, but we'll see how it works out for them. I think I want to go very greedy here and just get myself the 2 Cosmog and the Mudkip, and then try to beacon. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this. I mean, that is a little bit greedy, but I want to just draw into things naturally. So I think I'm gonna go get Lele off of the beacon, and also, yeah, because I want the 2 Cosmogs down. So that's just like a want that I have. I think I might also have to kind of bench the Solgaleo Prism Star. That's not bad either. And we'll attach our energy to the Cosmog, and then we'll just beacon. So I'm going to get myself the Swampert, I think, and a Lele. That's kind of just where I'm at with this. And the reason I did that instead of getting a Vulpix is because I anticipate that my opponent is going to be very aggressive here and get set up very quickly and take some big knockouts very fast. So I want to be able to be responsive, and I think my only shot is going to be to just draw into things naturally here, get myself a turn 2 Solgaleo. I need both Solgaleos as well. Maybe we go in with the turn 2 Radiant Star and kind of juice our board while we sit back and try to set up both this Solgaleo and our other Solgaleo. That's kind of an option as well. But either way, I'm going to rare candy into the Swampert and give myself Lele, option to draw some cards, and go from there. It's kind of a scary board my opponent is setting up here. They've got, Naganadel is just going to go ahead and take this turn 2 knockout. And they have not put any energy on Blacephalon, but they're kind of just sitting back with 7 energy in play turn 2. They don't really care, and they want to just hit their B strings and things like that turn 2. So that's fine. I think we promote this guy. He's probably the safest dude to promote. And then, my opponent can't actually knock that out at all, so that's good for me. We're going to rare candy into Swampert here. I think we might power draw first. I mean, we could power draw first. If we power draw first, we could just hit a supporter without having to Lele, and that's always good. So we don't mind that. I could also hit another rare candy off the power draw since I do have... Yeah, we'll power draw first. Let's power draw away. I guess I could give myself the option to get a second Swampert into play too, which could be pretty cool. I'll power draw away the metal, get another metal into the discard pile, so that's kind of good. And we got Super Boost, Cosmoem, all right, and not much else. So we'll evolve into this dude here. We're not going to actually play our Super Boost. We'll bench another Mudkip, I think. And then I think our goal is to Radiant Star this turn. That's probably for the best. I guess, Radiant Star for not a lot, but it does something. It's not the worst. And my opponent can't actually knock out the Solgaleo very easily. So we'll just do the Mudkip, and then let's also, do that. Grab myself a Cynthia. We're just going to play Cynthia. So we'll draw 6 new cards here. My opponent's got a very small hand, so we're hoping that they can't really capitalize on this slow second turn that I'm having. We got Timer Ball, Mysterious Treasure, all right, and a whole lot of nothing. So we're actually doing nothing this turn, which is a little bit of a bummer. And, I'm questioning whether or not benching that was the right play, but it's cool. We'll figure it out next turn. Maybe power draw yields us a rare candy or something would be very good. And then also, Mysterious Treasure. I guess I could go get myself a second Cosmoem if I need to. But the Timer Ball could get us everything that we need next turn in order to start going. They're going to let loose. All right, so I'm going to have a new hand of 4. That's fine. I'm glad I saved the Timer Ball in there for later. And we've got Cosmoem, Solgaleo, this Solgaleo. All right, so not exactly the fella that we need right now because I'm not playing Choice Band in my list either. But they do have a board kind of set up here. I need to take a knockout, preferably a big knockout, before they take 2 prizes. That would be good. If I can knock out a Blacephalon, a Super Scoop. They play Super Scoop Up. What is this list? Oh, 2 Super Scoop Ups. Oh my gosh. I don't even know why this is the Super Scoop Up for the Marshadow so that they can just kind of roll in again. That would be pretty insane. All right, so we have the Mysterious Treasure. I actually like that because I can grab something out of my deck if I want to. So I'll grab the Lele, sure. And I can't play it, but it does thin my deck a little bit. And then I can power draw away. I think this guy is not who I want. So I'm going to power draw that away. Draw 3 new cards. Ultra Ball, Super Boost. All right, so we're making some plays here. We can make some things happen. But we can't Guzma. So we don't have the Guzma play. I think we probably want to just go in and Radiant Star this turn, though that seems a little bit underwhelming. It's probably fine. We'll get to accelerate a couple energy. My opponent actually can't knock this thing out, so that's cool as well. We will we'll do this here, and then I think we Ultra Ball away these guys, and we just go get the no weakness fella. Where is he at? All right, yeah, we go get no weakness man. Very good. All right, so we've got no weakness guy in play. Excellent. And now we're going to Cynthia. So at least now we kind of have, oh, yeah, and I can have this guy in play. So that's really good. Oh, I guess I should have potentially gone the Swampert, but I kind of just wanted to protect this thing. If I draw into another rare candy, I can get 2 Swamperts in play. And then I'm really going to be drawing a ton of cards. So we got that. I can't, like, accelerate. Yeah, I just gotta have to Radiant Star this turn and then hope that my opponent doesn't have, like, a whole lot going on. So we'll accelerate twice to this guy. Yeah, I think that's the move. And then we want to hit Guzma. That's just what we want next turn. We want, like, Guzma and energy so that we can go knock out. Probably the Tapu Lele is who we need to KO, just so that we can wipe all that energy out of play. But at this point, they do also just have a ton of energy. There's no way we stop them from taking a knockout. But they're going in with the Lele this turn. Oh my goodness. I don't know if there's any way I could stop them. They have so much energy in play. They just don't care. They're just going to B-string as soon as I knock out this Lele. They're already down to 4 prizes. So they're just kind of serving it up to me. But I think that's just probably the trade I have to take. I will go in with the Swampert eventually and knock out something with the Swampert. So, like, that's cool. But let's see here. I think we want to, like, Lillie first. Weird as that is. I think we Timer Ball and, like, fail it. It's fine. They failed it for me. I was going to fail it anyway. But, yeah, then we'll just Lillie for 3. And then we Power Draw. So we got that energy. That's really good. We also want this other Cosmog down on the bench. And then we're going to Power Draw away that thing. And, yep, so we do that. Give ourselves this hand. And then I have Guzma, but oh my gosh, this is horrible. Yeah, so this is not going to be great. But you know what? It's all good. We just have to Sunsteel Strike this fella. So I think that, or I could, like, Soul Burst GX with this thing, like right here, and then just say, you know what? I don't actually think that my opponent is going to knock out my Solgaleo, which is true. They might actually not knock out my Solgaleo. In which case, it's kind of just correct to Soul Burst GX and give myself a ton of energy on board. But, ugh, it's fine. I think if we Soul Burst GX, we get, like, 5 energy in play. But then that's only good if they don't knock me out. If they knock me out, that's bad. So let's go for it. I feel like we have to kind of go for it. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I only have 4 energy left, but we have to go Super Boost to the Swampert. We have to go these 2 energy here, and then we have to go these guys here. And, you know, I guess that's it. So we're kind of, like, ready to take a big knockout this next turn. I could Guzma up a Blacephalon, I guess, which is good. That's, you know, a play we have. My opponent didn't have Guzma last turn, so I'm assuming they don't have Guzma this turn either. In order to, and they might not have wanted to Guzma. I mean, if I was them, I would have wanted to Guzma last turn. But I'm assuming they don't have Guzma in hand because they would have probably Guzma last turn is my thought. But if they have Guzma this hand, then ooh, that play gets, like, infinitely worse. But I think they're probably just going to, they're just going to tickle my Solgaleo here. So I don't really care about that. Now we go up, we're going to Power Draw. So let's get rid of this. I think I got rid of that Cosmoem. Yeah, I think I can get rid of this guy. It's probably fine. We're going to get rid of the Alolan Ninetales. Sure. See 3 more cards. We got Rare Candy. We got another Solgaleo. That's beautiful. All right, so we could do Rare Candy into our other Solgaleo. I'm not getting the other Swampert out. It's just not really necessary. And then we're going to, I think, Guzma up a fella here with our Swampert. I think that's just the move, right? And then from here, like, we could theoretically win the game. Like, it's not unreasonable. How many Guzmas do I have left in deck? I have 2 Guzmas left. Do I have a Rare Candy left? I have 1 Rare Candy left. So it's possible to win the game. It's not, like, the best, but I could definitely do it. All right, let's Mysterious Treasure, take a look at our deck a little bit. Yeah. All right, there's nothing else to get out of my deck. I knew that already, but that's fine. I really want to top deck this Rare Candy because we're assuming that this Swampert is just getting, like, blown out. We either want to top deck Rare Candy or Guzma or something, but it doesn't actually really matter because my opponent has to promote, and I think they kind of have to promote a GX to knock this thing out. So since they have to promote a GX to knock this thing out, I don't even need Guzma. We just will promote one of these guys and just KO, right? So that's my thought. My opponent promoted the Naganadel, though. So if they can't take a knockout with Naganadel, they're looking like they're probably going to retreat or something. But unless they have, like, B-String, then they got to have Beast Ring in their hand. You got to figure at this point, no, they don't have it. What? Oh, how do they not have it? Oh, they scooped it up. All right, guys, we were totally going to win. I mean, we just had that game right there. They didn't have Guzma in their hand. They didn't have nothing, dude. So 3-0 with Solgaleo. Did we get any good games in there? I think my opponent scooped twice, right? But we actually just beat the Granbull deck. I think I got scooped 2 all 3 times. But you know what? That's fine. I think the Solgaleo deck worked really well. We were going to be able to win all 3 of those games, and my opponents just threw in the towel because I think they kind of saw that. So we got there with Solgaleo. This is my list that I'm working with right now. I'll copy it and put it into the description of the video when I upload it. So let me know what you guys think of Solgaleo GX in standard format. I think it probably has a pretty weak Blacephalon matchup, but otherwise, the deck is pretty cool, and I really like it. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Do you think it has what it takes to be maybe competitive? Do you think we need some double colorless in here? Maybe we need a couple double colorless so that you could turbo strike. That's kind of a thought that I had as well, because playing the game without actually using Sunsteel Strike or without using Soul Burst GX is kind of tough. So you kind of have to Soul Burst, which is a little bit sketchy sometimes. But otherwise, the deck is strong. It's pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think of the list in the comments below. Hope you guys are all having a great holiday, great Christmas, and just an awesome time off of school, work, whatever you guys are up to this week. Thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to check out the Etsy store and Patreon stuff in the description below, as well as fullgripgames.com. Peace.